This week, many Americans are preparing for Thanksgiving dinner, but food prices are high on everything from turkey to staples like butter and flour. That's led to a 20% increase in the cost of the average Thanksgiving dinner since last year. Stephanie Sy recently spent a day in the San Diego area following one food blogger making her holiday meal on a budget.
If I want to use a lot of onions, I'm going to save more by buying the bag.
Just days before Thanksgiving, food blogger Jessica Fisher is hungry for deals.
Onions, even if you didn't use all of them, you could chop it and freeze what's left.
And knows how to find them.
And $3 blueberries.
It's her mission to help families enjoy delicious meals on a budget.
The generic is always going to be cheaper unless you find a really killer clearance sale. You look at the cans, in many cases they're packaged in the same manufacturer, they just put a different label on them.
You're just paying $1 more for the label.
Right.
She says ahead of the holidays, shop generic brand items and seek out grocery stores with competitive prices.
So these are the perfect colors, and for $1.50, that's a pretty good deal.
Another tip, check the clearance rack for hidden treasures like out-of-season sprinkles.
Eden, you go ahead and put the beaks on.
There's the beaks? Okay.
Back home, the sprinkles work just fine for her signature cinnamon roll turkeys. Her daughters, Kana and Eden, help mom shape them using frozen dough.
A lot of people do have those cinnamon rolls just sitting in their fridge, don't they?
Right. Well, and they go on sale this time of year. You can find coupons, and you can also just make a homemade dough for fairly cheap too.
Fisher says her money-saving system takes just a few simple steps and some planning ahead for Thanksgiving favorites like stuffing. Using cheaper dried herbs and staying on the lookout for deals throughout the year on items with the longer shelf life can save a fortune.
I bought this after last Thanksgiving for 50 cents because they had too many, and I was sure to check the price.
Oh, that's good till 2023. This is the cheapest stuffing ever.
Yeah.
Overall, grocery prices are up over 12% from last year. Poultry prices, including turkey, are up nearly 15%. The cost of staples has grown dramatically. Butter has risen nearly 27% and flour nearly 25%. Fisher, a mother of 6, started her Good Cheap Eats food blog in 2009 after paying off $18,000 of debt. She is now the author of 3 cash-saving cookbooks. She says cooking delicious meals doesn't have to be tough on your bottom line.
Good Cheap Eats is all about realizing that you don't have to sacrifice really great flavors just because you don't have an unlimited budget. I can't control the mortgage, I can't control the price of gas, but I can control what goes in my grocery cart.
It's a skill she thinks is as useful as ever, as inflation squeezes many families like hers. Fisher says rule number 1 is shop your kitchen before you shop the store.
If I'm gonna make a relish tray for Thanksgiving, I'm gonna look, okay, what I could add. Artichoke hearts, I could do pickle, just lots of different things that you might wanna just see what do we already have before we go buy more.
Right, because people forget what's stuffed in the back there.
Everything she needs for this classic Midwestern appetizer she already had. That saves money, and Fisher says time is money too.
I am so excited about this trick because when I realized I could do this, I was like, yes.
Her top turkey day tip is preparing a stock box with the veggie scraps while preparing the main meal. So there's no excuse to waste a good turkey carcass after the guests have left.
There's celery, there's parsley, there's bay leaf, there's even some peppercorns down in the
what
bottom.
this really says to me is you're not wasting anything, and that's a big part of budgeting.
After throwing the turkey bones and stock box content into a slow cooker, she can forget about it for hours, but freezes the stock to use throughout the year. Planning for leftover meals is another good cheap eats tactic.
A lot of people have a lot of food left over after Thanksgiving. How do you make sure that doesn't go to waste?
Per the USDA, prepped food is good when properly refrigerated for up to 4 days. You're maybe not having leftovers all that weekend. You can package TV dinners.
And you freeze it?
And you can freeze it.
Fisher says if you're really on a tight budget, keep your holiday meals simple and focus on family favorites. Years ago, she realized her family only really eats the white meat on a turkey. Now, husband Brian prepares only a turkey breast instead of a whole bird. A Thanksgiving meal that's tasty and gobbles up less of your dollar, that's something to be thankful for.
I like to always put a little bit of cranberry on my turkey and then a little bit of stuffing.
For the PBS NewsHour, with a full stomach, I'm Stephanie Tsai in San Diego, California.